All right, let's talk about a few standouts from the first day of the Senior Bowl practice. Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Fuster King. As always, thank you guys for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Now, got a lot to get into. Don't want to make this video too long, but I will say, everybody's going to be talking about the Jerry Jones presser at the Senior Bowl, him and Stephen Jones. I'm not going to get too far into the weeds, but there is one thing that he did say that I want to touch on right here.
To stop the run better. And we need to be more physical, and we need to run better. Be specific. We need to do those kinds of things. And
so, I don't think that Cowboys fans should 100% buy in. But the truth of the matter is, Cowboys fans, you're going to be Cowboys fans. You've been Cowboys fans. And our voice does matter. Our tweets, our rants, our Scooter Magruder making his videos or whatever. It does matter. I've always said this. We get players drafted. Like, we really do. When they hear things, they listen. And Jerry, he does. And he said, the thing that he said in that presser that stuck out to me was the physicality part. Now, he didn't emphasize that part. And, everybody's going to go, so hard on he said we're going all in. And, yeah, but it's the physicality part. And that tells me a few things. That tells me that, one, he knows that basically you got punched on and you weren't able to punch back. Two, you need to be able to run the ball. You need to be physical. So that lets me kind of know how they're going to look to draft. And again, this draft cycle will not be about drafting a Luke Schoonmaker who's a developmental project, a Mozzie Smith who they asked to lose weight and play these games with. This draft process, this free agency process, this cycle will be about getting guys who can help you right now. Right now, whether that's in the draft, whether that's in free agency, they can come in, they can do their job right now for the remainder of the year, and they have that physical grit about them. So I think that's something that I think Cowboys fans, if nothing else, the first step to change is being aware that you do have a problem. And the Cowboys did have a physicality problem. All right, as I go to my notes, I want to talk about a few Senior Bowl standouts. And before I do, I got three guys who really stood out to me in the first day of practice. It's just practice. And, well, actually, I won't say it's just practice because practice at the Senior Bowl is really what the scouts are looking at, what they're evaluating, the whole nine. But I got three honorable mentions before we even get to the guys I want to do a deep dive on. But Ladd McConkey, I liked how he separated today. I liked his swagger. I liked how he ran routes. He had the dive and catch, but it was really the stem at the top of that route that was really cool. That was one of those ooh moments. So I really like what he did. Jackson Powers Johnson, the center from Oregon. I think that a lot of people kind of knew that he was gonna, be a guy, but he went out there, he put it on film. He looked physical, snaps were good, the whole nine. So he's another guy who I'm really like, okay, I like this guy, but got to be careful with just thinking that the Cowboys are just gonna lock into a center that high at pick 24. I know Cowboys fans are gonna fall in love with him, but just be careful. But he did have a good day. And then like with Zach Frazier, I think not practicing because of the medicals. Check me on that if I'm wrong. He's gonna be the top center at the Senior Bowl practice. So he's one of those guys. So and then Brendan Rice. We talked about him on Sky's show, but Brendan Rice, Jerry Rice's son, did some nice things today as a receiver. In his big body, he's gonna be intriguing for scouts and teams. We'll say, what didn't USC do that we could possibly do with this guy? So those are kind of my three honorable mentions. But now let's get into the meat and potatoes of this video. So number one, the guy who just to me, I just wrote down this every time I watch him run a route was separation. But then I put a little asterisk by it and I said physicalness, and that's Roman Wilson. Roman Wilson was in my honorable mentions for receiver rankings. But what I talked to a few Michigan fans today, and what I kind of hinted at with Sky, and what I've really kind of known was that Michigan offense may have held Roman Wilson back. They're 80%, I won't say 80, maybe about 70% run. They're asking those receivers to block, but there's two things about that. And, what I saw today, I saw a lot of a comp to Amon-Ra St. Brown. He may be about an inch shorter, but he has a stocky build, really good route runner, can separate. One thing that I do know about Roman Wilson is he's physical and he'll block. And I said this on Sky Show. I said, listen, Michigan players are going to be shooting up boards this year because if nothing else, what Harbaugh did at that program was instill physicalness, instill unselfishness, and those are traits that, believe it or not, scouts are looking for in these players. Who's going to go block? Who's going to go do the Jawan Jennings things of the world? And you see that on Roman Wilson's film. Another thing about this guy is the route running ability and the separation ability is real. The speed is real. He's going to clock a 4.340 at the combine. Just get ready. So I don't know if he fits the Cowboys' size, height, weight metrics, but he is a guy to keep your eyes on, and he was my standout. All right, guys, help me with this one. Marist, I'm gonna just say Marist, linebacker from, because I know I'm gonna mess his name up, y'all. Linebacker from Notre Dame. He was a guy who I tweeted this morning. I said, guys, keep your eyes on this guy. Now, he had one rep that I said, okay, I wasn't wrong. Yeah. He had one rep against Michael Penix where you saw the closing speed, you saw him diagnose, you saw he diagnosed. Let me finish that point. Get so excited about these young kids, man. I love the draft. Like, I'm a nerd when it comes to the draft. He had one rep where diagnosed the play, boom, chase, run, and he was able to close that gap. I'm like, this is interesting. But then when you see him stand next to Peyton Wilson, he's bigger than Peyton Wilson. He's weighs more than Peyton Wilson officially. They did the weight, and his arms are longer. And he looks like he's maybe the same height. So that's just interesting. And then when teams get to the film, they'll find a way to like this guy. And I think he's a fit for the Cowboys in the middle of that defense. So he's a guy to keep your eyes on. Middle linebacker, Notre Dame, Marist. We'll just call him Marist, Liufau. Please don't kill me. And then the headliner of this group, guys, Tyler Guyton. I've said it. I comped him on Twitter to Tyron Smith. People kind of said, slow down, Foots, chill out. And then, lo and behold, he goes to the Senior Bowl. And for my money, he may not have to practice again. If I'm his agent, I'm telling him, you put enough out there today. Let's just go ahead and pack it up. Let's not risk injury. It is what it is. Because this guy was exceptional. The power, the feet, the ability to mirror, and most importantly, the grit and the nastiness. You saw after every rep, a little extra push. You saw after every rep, hey, I want you D lineman to know I'm here. The D lineman or running back, Guyton is in your face. If you have a lineman like that, and he came to the Senior Bowl to prove that he was better than Liufau and to prove that he was better than Joe Alt. Right now, in my rankings, I know guys like the Arizona tackle. There's a few other tackles, the UCLA tackle, the Washington tackle. Not the UCLA tackle. The Washington tackle. I was thinking about the UCLA DN, who had a decent day today. It wasn't great. It wasn't the best. But anyway, when it comes to Tyler Guyton, I'm gonna just tell you right now. I think by the time that process is over, I'll have him as my tackle too. The beautiful thing about it is, Olu will probably go before him. If he's hanging in there at 24 and it's between Guyton and those receivers, he is the one tackle that I'm dead set on. You take Tyler Guyton over these other tackles. It'll be like drafting another Tyler Smith. I'm telling you, he's that physical. He was built to play the position. So you guys let me know what you guys think of this list. It's your boy Foots as always. Thank you guys for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Senior Bowl day one. I'm not going to do one every day. I'm going to do an end of the week wrap up and guys who kind of helped themselves. But Senior Bowl day one was a good day. I think as these guys get more comfortable, we'll see other plays being made. All right, it's your boy Foots. Peace.